Imagine driving the same car for a million miles without a major breakdown. Sounds impossible. Not in Japan. Thanks to a mix of discipline, engineering, and smart habits, Japanese drivers have mastered the art of keeping cars alive for decades. Today, I'll reveal 17 Japanese secrets that help your car last 1 million miles too. Number 1. Rigorous manufacturing standards. Japanese automakers like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan pioneered a production philosophy known as Kaizen, or continuous improvement. This system emphasizes standardization and quality checks at every stage of assembly. For example, Toyota's production lines include over 1,000 different quality inspection points where even the smallest defects are flagged. This philosophy has created cars that routinely exceed 300,000 miles without major repairs. According to a 2023 IC car study, Toyota and Honda dominate the top 10 largest lasting vehicles, and models like the Toyota Sequoia reaching an average of 296,509 miles before retirement. When the foundation of your vehicle is built to such exacting standards, achieving a million miles becomes a realistic possibility. It's the culture of precision engineering that sets Japanese vehicles apart, ensuring consistency from the very first bolt tightened to the last panel installed. Number 2. Conservative engineering and overbuilt parts. Unlike some manufacturers who push engines to the bleeding edge of performance, Japanese engineers tend to design with longevity in mind. They overbuild critical components like connecting rods, pistons, and cylinder walls, ensuring these parts operate well below their maximum stress capacity. Take the Toyota 2JZ engine as an example. Designed in the 1990s, it became legendary for not just its performance, but also its ability to last hundreds of thousands of miles under heavy use. Even today, many 2JZ engines continue to run strong at 500,000 miles or more, often with their original internals. Overbuilt parts equal durability, and durability is the cornerstone of the million-mile mindset. This strategy means engines and transmissions aren't straining at their limits, making them far more forgiving of everyday wear, inconsistent fuel quality, or even minor maintenance lapses. Number 3. Frequent oil changes with high-quality oil. Japanese car owners are meticulous about oil changes. In Japan, it's common to change oil every 3,000 miles, compared to Western habits of 5,000 to 10,000 miles. Why? Because oil is the lifeblood of the engine. It lubricates moving parts, reduces friction, and carries away contaminants. Studies show that 75% of engine wear happens during startup, and clean oil reduces the damage. Using high-quality synthetic oils with proper viscosity also helps extend engine life. Million-mile Toyota Prius taxis in Japan and the US often attribute their survival to strict oil change schedules. The math is simple. Frequent oil changes cost a little now, but save you thousands in rebuilds later. This is one of the simplest yet most effective secrets, with proven long-term results for every type of vehicle, from hybrids to high-performance engines. Number 4. Use only OEM or equivalent filters and fluids. Japanese maintenance culture insists on original equipment manufacturer filters and fluids, or equally high-grade equivalents. These parts are engineered to exact tolerances for each vehicle. A genuine oil filter, for example, has the right flow rate and filtration media to capture particles down to 20 microns, while many cheap aftermarket filters allow contaminants through. Similarly, transmission fluids and coolants are formulated to match the chemistry of seals and gaskets in Japanese cars. Using the correct fluids prevents premature wear and corrosion. For example, Honda's DW1 transmission fluid has unique friction modifiers to maintain smooth shifts in their CVTs, and substituting generic ATF can cause long-term damage. Japanese owners view maintenance as a form of insurance, and choosing OEM quality components is a key investment in avoiding catastrophic and costly mechanical failures down the road. Number 5. Fix problems immediately. Don't delay. Japanese drivers rarely ignore small leaks, odd noises, or warning lights. Their philosophy is to address issues early before they escalate. For example, a small coolant leak left unchecked can overheat an engine and blow the head gasket, a repair costing thousands. Catching it early may just require a $50 hose replacement. A study by AAA found that 35% of roadside breakdowns could have been prevented by timely maintenance. This proactive mindset is why many Japanese cars in rural areas last for decades without catastrophic failures. Million-mile vehicles aren't maintained reactively. They're protected proactively. Acting quickly not only preserves reliability, but also minimizes downtime, keeping cars on the road longer and reducing the chance of secondary damage caused by neglected repairs. Number 6. Rust prevention and undercarriage care. Japan's coastal climate and snowy regions mean rust is a constant threat. Owners combat this by regular underbody washing and applying anti-rust coatings. In Hokkaido, where roads are heavily salted, car washes often include an undercarriage rinse as standard practice. Some Japanese drivers even apply oil-based sprays or wax coatings to wheel wells and frame rails. In North America, studies show that rust accounts for 20% of premature vehicle retirement. By aggressively fighting corrosion, Japanese owners keep structural components like the chassis, brake lines, and fuel tanks intact, well past the half-mile mark. Preventing rust isn't glamorous, but it's absolutely critical, as corrosion is one of the few issues that can make an otherwise mechanically healthy car unsafe and uneconomical to repair. Number 7. Gentle warm-ups before heavy driving. Japanese drivers emphasize warming up the car gradually. Instead of revving a cold engine, they idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then drive gently until reaching operating temperature. Cold oil is thicker and doesn't circulate efficiently, meaning hard acceleration in the first few minutes causes exponential wear. According to Mobile One research, engine wear is up to 4 times higher at 40 degrees Fahrenheit than at normal operating temperatures. By practicing patience during warm-ups, Japanese owners minimize early drive wear that kills engines prematurely. This simple daily habit, though it only takes a few minutes, has compounding effects over years of driving, keeping internal components smoother and preventing stress fractures from rapid temperature changes. Before we jump into the next secret, if you're enjoying this breakdown of Japanese car care wisdom, hit that like button. If you want more deep dives into car longevity and maintenance hacks, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video. Number 8. Respect turbocharged engines. Japan popularized small turbocharged engines in the 1980s, but owners learned to treat them carefully. Habits like letting the engine idle for a minute before shutoff allow the turbocharger to cool and prevent oil coking inside bearings. Strict oil change intervals are even more critical for turbos, as high heat breaks down lubricants quickly. Nissan Skyline GTRs with RB26 turbos lasting over 400,000 miles are proof that respectful turbo habits add decades of life. In contrast, neglecting these practices can destroy a turbo in under 100,000 miles. Japanese tuning culture also embraces boost with respect, where responsible power increases are paired with upgraded cooling and fueling to ensure longevity, not just short bursts of performance. Number 9. Tire rotations and wheel alignment. Japanese mechanics emphasize tire rotations every 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers and regular wheel alignment. Uneven tire wear stresses suspension components and steering racks. A misaligned car forces constant corrections, putting unnecessary load on bushings, tire rods, and ball joints. Rotating tires evens wear, extending tire life by up to 20%. Toyota's maintenance schedules explicitly include tire rotation at every oil change. Over decades, these practices preserve the suspension and prevent premature replacement and expensive parts. It's not just about saving money on tires. Consistent alignment reduces vibration, improves fuel economy, and keeps the entire chassis balanced for smoother, safer handling across high mileage. Number 10. Scheduled coolant system maintenance. Coolant isn't just antifreeze. It regulates temperature, prevents corrosion, and lubricates water pumps. Japanese maintenance schedules call for coolant replacement every 62,000 miles or less. Old coolant becomes acidic, eating away at aluminum radiators and heater cores. The Honda Civic Type R FK8, for example, requires coolant replacement at 10 years or 125,000 miles, whichever comes first. Many million-mile owners replace coolant even more frequently. Neglecting this can cause catastrophic overheating and engine warping. But regular changes keep engines stable under stress. This is particularly critical for hybrids and turbo engines, where higher thermal loads demand flawless cooling performance over the vehicle's lifetime. Number 11. Conservative driving habits. Japanese roads are crowded, with strict enforcement of speed limits. As a result, drivers naturally adopt smoother driving styles, gentle acceleration, gradual braking, and steady cruising. This reduces strain on engines, transmissions, and brakes. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, aggressive driving reduces fuel economy by 15 to 30% on highways and 10 to 40% in city driving. More importantly, it multiplies mechanical stress. Smooth driving is the quiet secret behind why Japanese taxis often exceed 500,000 miles without major drivetrain replacements. Every smooth start and stop adds up over the years, preserving critical systems and dramatically extending the lifespan of consumable parts. 12. Regular car washing, including undercarriage. Cultural pride in appearance leads Japanese drivers to wash their cars frequently, often weekly. Beyond aesthetics, this prevents dirt, salt, and grime from corroding paint and metal. Undercarriage washes are especially critical in snowy prefectures. Clean cars not only look new, but also age gracefully. Studies show that washed and waxed vehicles retain up to 15% higher resale value. The million-mile Toyota Land Cruiser owners in the Middle East and Japan often credit meticulous cleaning as part of the reason their vehicles last decades. Consistent cleaning isn't vanity, it's prevention, keeping structural components intact and preventing tiny rust spots from spreading into devastating corrosion over time. Number 13. Garage parking and climate protection. Parking indoors is common in Japan due to compact housing with covered spaces. This shields vehicles from UV radiation, acid rain, and temperature swings, all of which degrade paint, rubber, and plastics. According to a report by Haggerty Insurance, cars stored in garages experience 50% less corrosion and weather damage. Protecting a car from environmental extremes means seals, interiors, and exterior finishes survive far longer. Million-mile cars often look decades younger than their mileage suggests, largely thanks to sheltered storage. In addition, climate protection keeps battery life longer, preserves tire condition, and reduces the expansion-contraction cycles that fatigue metals and plastics. Number 14. Timing belt and chain discipline. Timing components are non-negotiable in Japanese maintenance culture. Belts are replaced every 100,000 kilometers without delay. Failure can cause piston valve collisions that destroy an engine instantly. Chains, while marked as lifetime, are inspected regularly for stretch and replaced when needed. For example, the Toyota 4Runner's V6 engine specifies a timing belt change at 90,000 miles, and ignoring it risks 3,000 to 5,000 in repairs. Million-mile owners treat timing components as sacred, ensuring synchronization remains perfect throughout the car's life. Staying on top of these schedules turns what could be a catastrophic event into a routine planned maintenance job. Number 15. Transmission fluid service. Unlike many Western drivers who believe in sealed-for-life transmissions, Japanese mechanics recommend fluid changes every 80,000 to 100,000 kilometers. Transmission fluid degrades with heat and use, losing viscosity and protective additives. CVTs, common in modern Japanese cars, are especially sensitive to fluid quality. A study by Consumer Reports showed that neglected CVT fluid is the #1 cause of premature Nissan and Subaru transmission failures. Million-mile cars survive because their owners never skip transmission service. Clean fluid ensures clutches and valves inside the transmission operate smoothly, preventing expensive rebuilds and extending the life of one of the car's costliest components. Number 16. Comprehensive record keeping. Meticulous documentation is a cultural hallmark in Japan. Owners keep detailed service logs, receipts, and inspections. This practice keeps maintenance consistent and prevents skipped intervals. In fact, used car auctions in Japan require full maintenance histories, and vehicles with complete records sell for 20 to 30% higher prices. Million-mile Toyota Hi-Ace vans and Honda Accords all share one trait: disciplined owners who tracked every service rigorously. Documentation creates accountability, which translates into longevity. It also helps future mechanics and owners understand the exact history of the vehicle, making preventative repairs more accurate and efficient. Number 17. Culture of respect for machinery. Underlying all these practices is the Japanese cultural value of mottainai, avoiding waste and showing respect for resources. Cars are treated not just as tools, but as investments deserving care. This respect manifests in careful driving, timely maintenance, and pride of ownership. It's why Japanese domestic market cars, even 20 years old, often look and feel brand new when exported abroad. This cultural philosophy, when applied consistently, is the invisible 17th secret that allows ordinary vehicles to accomplish extraordinary feats, like surpassing 1 million miles. It's not just about mechanical practices, but an attitude of stewardship, one that Western car owners can also embrace for incredible results. And there you have it, 17 Japanese secrets that can push your car to 1 million miles and beyond. Which of these habits do you already follow? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you learned something new. And don't forget to subscribe for more car longevity tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.